Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the round 10 tips. I was going to say round review. It's not a review, it's our tips. Now, round 9 was fantastic. Round 10 isn't as good, if I'm going to be completely honest. There's some pretty boring games, some blowout games expected. So not that exciting, but still, we're going to be giving my tips and why every team's going to win. On Thursday night, and by the way, no longer Thursday night games, which is a little bit controversial. Thursday night, we've got Gold Coast taking on Geelong. Gold Coast home game. Now, Geelong are coming off a couple losses in recent weeks. Gold Coast are looking consistently okay. Win, lose. Like, sort of about where you expect them to be. It's a hard one because Geelong haven't been that form. This could be the statement victory that Dimmer wants. Damien Hardwick will be looking at this game thinking, if we beat Geelong, second place Geelong, arguably best team of the season Geelong, if we beat them and they could make the top 8 after that victory, that is a statement. So there's definitely some incentive for Gold Coast to win this game, but I still think that, do I go with Geelong? It's such a toss-up. But I think Geelong just are the better team. And if they're the real deal, they should bounce back and get a victory. And I think they will, so we'll go with Geelong. But just Geelong by around 20 points. The next game is probably the only super hard one to predict, apart from the one that just happened. Sydney-Carlton. Sydney at the SCG, you would assume they win, and I think they will win. I'm expecting maybe a 30-point victory. Carlton are looking good, but I think Sydney are too strong at the moment. And at home, it's been a fortress this year. They haven't lost at home yet. Carlton away have been a little bit dodgy. I expect Sydney to be too good. But there's a world where Carlton, if Carlton lose this game, they're most likely out of the 8. And after 10 games, for them to be out of the 8 is not good enough. They were many people's flag predictions. So it's sort of not a must win, but they'll be thinking, wow, we can't drop out the 8. I think Sydney win this pretty comfortably though. And unfortunately for them, they will be dropping out the 8. Next up, Collingwood taking on Adelaide at the MCG. I do think Adelaide have a chance, but Collingwood are in such amazing form that they're going to get the victory here. Last season, Adelaide did pose a lot of threats to Collingwood. They were like the bogey team to Collingwood, but they did get over the line twice, but very narrowly, less than a goal both times. So it's a good clash, but Collingwood will win. And I think they'll win relatively comfortably. Adelaide haven't looked good this season. They're not going to bounce back. This is Collingwood's win. Now, and by the way, it's Dreamtime round, which is really exciting. This is a massive round of football for many people, for many reasons. And we'll get into the... Oh, no, it's not. Next week's Dreamtime. Oh, my God. Ignore me. Jesus Christ. So we'll go Collingwood pretty comfortably. I reckon... Oh, we'll go a bit closer. Let's go 15 points. Arguably the greatest modern day rivalry now, GWS Western Bulldogs. It is GWS's home ground. The Giants are not looking that good. This is a game I think the Dogs will turn up in. I am so tempted to go the Dogs here, but the Giants will be too good. Actually, they did have a lot of injuries. They've lost Kelly and Ash for quite a lot of weeks. Okay. Now I'm really torn. I still think Giants win. Let's go with the Giants there. St Kilda taking on Fremantle at Marvel Stadium. St Kilda simply have to win. If they lose this game, they could enter the bottom 4, which is absolutely mental. So they will be winning this game, and I think they'll win it pretty not comfortably as well. Now, just want to mention last week the loss Fremantle had against Sydney. Obviously, they were going through some pretty traumatic circumstances with the death of Cam McCarthy, rest in peace, condolences to him and his family. Yeah, it's really sad, but there was some commentary from some sources saying Fremantle were never going to win that game because of how probably emotionally drained they were. And they can't just say, we have a week off. So that's why Fremantle was so bad against Sydney. So they will bounce back. But I think on the basis that St Kilda the pressure will be uncontrollable if they lose this game, I think they'll win. But I'm going with a 1, 2, 3 points. Absolute nail biter. And I think they'll get over the line. Brisbane take on Richmond at the Gabba. Brisbane win by 100 points. I'm going to move swiftly on from that. I think we're going to get killed. Our percentage is probably going to drop towards the 60s. It's 65.6 right now. Fuck knows what it's going to be like after that game. The Lions are starting to get a little bit of form in Richmond. This is the Lions and this is Richmond. That's our form right now, and we're going to get killed. So let's move swiftly on there. The Marshmallow game, Essendon taking on North Melbourne. I think Essendon will get over the line pretty comfortably, maybe 40, 50 points. If North Melbourne had a bit of form, I'd maybe back them. It is at Marvel Stadium, which Essendon aren't as used to as North, but it is their home ground, and I think they'll just turn up. North Melbourne are that bad. I don't think I could ever back them, ever. And that's saying something, because I have an Essendon agenda, and I'm still tipping them. 2 more games now. Port Adelaide are taking on Hawthorn at Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide win this. Port Adelaide, I think, will beat Hawthorn by around 30 points. I think Hawthorn are in good form and they will pose a threat. But I will be going with Port Adelaide there. Come to think of it, I haven't really gone for an upset as of yet. So maybe I'll change one of my tips. So stay tuned till the end of the video. The final game is West Coast Melbourne. It is at Optus Stadium, but West Coast just aren't good. And Melbourne, I feel like, are going to dominate them. So Melbourne will win this game by around 70 points. Super comfortable. So there are some loads of blowout games. Port Adelaide Hawthorn blowout, West Coast Melbourne blowout, Essendon North, Brisbane Richmond. They are all going to be blowouts. It's the start of the round that's interesting. The Geelong Gold Coast game, I seriously see a world where Gold Coast can win, but we'll just go with Geelong. Same with Sydney Carlton. Carlton could win, but we're still going to go with Sydney. Collingwood Adelaide, I think you got to back the Pies. Giants Dogs, with the injuries, I see the Dogs maybe getting a result, but we'll go with the Giants. I'm tempted to go with Fremantle. In fact, I'm going to have a look at who the favourites are for this game. The favourites are St Kilda just. So it is a 50-50 game. You know what? Usually I go with a stupid tip. But I'm going to stick with the obvious ones this week. Yeah, I don't think anything surprising is going to happen. But, geez, there are some shocker games this week. But that's what you get when you've got Richmond, North Melbourne, West Coast, and yeah, just those 3 teams at the competition, really. They're my tips. Let me know what your tips are in the comments. Thank you much for watching. Follow the TikTok FTFooty, and I'll be seeing you in another video.